A paper sailboat, which Bill Denbrough and his younger brother Georgie call the SS Georgie, is built by the brothers. Bill isn't feeling well enough to go sailing with Georgie, who wants to go out despite the rain. Before going outside to play, the brothers have a quick embrace. Georgie navigates the street on his boat. After giving pursuit, he bumps against a barricade. The boat goes down the street until it hits the end and sinks. Georgie panics and rushes to try to grab it before Bill gets angry. A pair of yellow eyes stare back at him as he peers down the drain. They are the property of a being that identifies as Pennywise the dancing clown. Pennywise has some fun banter with Georgie before he offers to return his boat. When Georgie goes for it, Pennywise holds his arm and bites down on it with his huge fangs. Georgie loses his arm and begs Bill to come back before the monster drags him into the sewers. Approximately 8 months later, June 1989, Mike Hanlon is first seen when his grandpa Leroy orders him to use a nail gun to murder a sheep. Leroy teaches the young man a lesson before he himself does the act. The academic year has ended. Bill and the other members of the Losers Club, Richie Tozer, Eddie Kaspbrak, and Stanley Uries, are setting off for the summer. Unfortunately, they are confronted by school tyrant Henry Bowers and his thugs Patrick Hochstetter, Victor Chris, and Belch Huggins. After Henry mocks Bill's friends, Bill tells him he sucks, and Henry threatens Bill until he sees Officer Bowers, Bill's father, standing behind Bill. Before leaving, he licks his hand and smears it all over Bill's face. Beverly Marsh is a girl who smokes in the bathroom. Bev is the target of teasing and slurring from a clique of cruel girls led by Greta. Bev covers her head with her book as one of the other girls fills a garbage bag with water and tosses it on her. Exiting the building, Beverly runs into the new kid, Ben Haskam. Because of his obesity, he is constantly mocked and shunned by his peers. Ben seems to develop a crush on Bev as she autographs his yearbook. Bill's father Zach scolds him for building a tube model of Derry's sewage system because he doesn't believe Bill when he says that Georgie is just missing. To Zach's knowledge, he has been told to accept Georgie's death. Mike makes a delivery to the butcher. Sounds of yelling and hammering come from behind the door that leads to the alley. Some burned hands appear at the door as it opens. Following this, Mike encounters Pennywise but is almost run down by the Bowers gang in their car. Then Mike runs away. Stan is preparing for his upcoming bar mitzvah by attending religious school. The twisted visage of a lady in a picture hanging in the rabbi's office gives him the chills. When Stan goes to pick up the picture, the lady is no longer there. He turns around to see the lady with the fanged grin to be IT. We see Stan flee. Ben is now researching Derry's past in the library. The articles lead him to the conclusion that children have been going missing in Derry for generations. Images of Pennywise and a boy's severed head in a tree feature prominently in the novel. The next thing Ben knows, Pennywise has him running from the basement where he saw the headless youngster. Ben gets ambushed by the Bowers gang as he walks home. Henry's thugs are pressing him up against the railing of the bridge. Even though Henry has plans to carve his name into Ben's stomach, Patrick intends to burn him with a lighter and bug spray. An elderly couple drives by, sees what's happening, and does nothing. Its existence is insinuated by the red balloon. Henry just manages to carve out AH before Ben kicks him in the nuts and sends him rolling over the bridge and into the woods. Ben is being pursued by several rough-looking kids. Meanwhile, Bill has talked the rest of the losers into helping him look for Georgie in the sewers. When Ben accidentally slips into the water nearby, the lads quickly catch him and bring him to safety. Patrick abandons his companions and heads alone into the sewers in search of Ben. He is chased by youngsters that appear demonic, but he eventually reaches a dead end. After seeing a group of red balloons materialize in front of him, which quickly burst, Pennywise appears and ends up killing Patrick. The lads need cotton balls and bandages from the pharmacy but don't have enough money to get them. When Beverly sees the lads, she is in the tampon aisle making a purchase. After the pharmacist, Mr. Keene, hears about their situation, Bev acts as though she is flirting with him in order to divert his attention. They both find him creepy, but she manages to divert his attention long enough for the lads to make off with their supplies and for her to take a few smokes. When Bev sees the boys helping Ben outside, she decides to go out there and give them a hand. When Beverly visits her father, Stephen Begert, he is an even larger creep than Mr. Keene. She starts crying because he came on to her and she ran to the bathroom. To get this shorter style, she cut off more of her hair. The group of lads, now including Ben, are waiting at the quarry to dive into the lake, but no one seems particularly keen to take the plunge first. Bev appears and is the first to leap, inspiring the others to follow. They enjoy themselves while they swim and socialize. Ben then shares his knowledge of Derry's past with the group. As he makes his way home, Eddie comes upon the deserted residence on Neibolt Street. Eddie runs into the front yard of the home in fear as a leper suddenly attacks him. He approaches the fence just in time to see Pennywise calling him from behind. Trying to get away, Eddie dives under the fence. The youngsters gather in Bill's garage to study a projected map of Derry on a projection screen. Its home, the Neibolt residence, is near the sewers, as they have discovered. The projector begins running automatically, displaying images of Bill and Georgie with their parents, but with Pennywise's appearing over their mother. The kids try to stop the screening by knocking down the projector, but it continues running until Pennywise comes completely out of the screen to try to grab the kids. They escape the garage without being harmed by him. The group of losers go to Neibolt's residence to confront it, head on. The others wait outside to keep an eye out as Bill, Richie, and Eddie go inside. After Richie has a panic attack about a missing poster of himself, Bill calms him down by explaining that the poster is fake. When Pennywise comes upon Eddie, he is separated from his friends. His arm is broken when he falls through the floor into the kitchen below. Bill and Richie attempt to contact him by knocking on 3 different doors. When they enter the first door, a girl's severed head is within. Richie is trapped beyond the second door in a room filled with toy clowns. A lifeless replica of himself lies in a casket he beholds. When he slams the door, Pennywise appears. He lunges toward Richie, but Richie escapes. Eddie is once again Pennywise's target, but this time Bill and Richie are on the scene to save him from being eaten. As Pennywise tries to flee, Beverly appears and spears him in the head, killing him instantly. After seeing Eddie's shattered arm, Eddie's mother forbids him to spend time with the losers. Bill and Richie get into an argument when Richie remarks they were lucky to escape death during their chase of Georgie. When the other lads are too frightened to go on, the losers break up. The children have gone on with their lives throughout the month of August. Eddie picks up his asthma medication at the pharmacy, but the cashier, Greta, informs him that the pills are inert. She proceeds to label his cast with the word, loser. Henry has taken his father's gun and gone shooting with Vic and Belch. He gives Belch instructions to fetch a cat for him to shoot, but when Officer Bowers arrives, he takes Henry's pistol away. To further expose Henry as a coward and embarrass him in front of his pals, he shoots the ground around his feet. Henry later notices a red balloon attached to his mailbox. It has included a knife in this delivery. Back at the house, he finds his dad fast asleep in front of the TV. A mother and her children emerge on TV, pleading with Henry to murder his father. To do this, he plunges the knife into his neck and watches him bleed to death. Young people on screen, all its victims, suddenly begin yelling, "Kill them all! Kill them all!" When Beverly visits her father at work, he makes an effort to satisfy his sexual urges toward his daughter. She pushes him away and ducks into the stall for a quick shower. Bev kills Mr. Marsh with a toilet lid by slamming it over his face when he arrives. Pennywise captures her at the exact moment she is ready to escape. While dropping by Bev's place, Bill discovers her father dead in the toilet with the words, "You'll die if you try," scribbled in blood on the wall. As soon as he learns that Bev has been kidnapped by it, he sets out to make amends with his pals to free her. Eddie's mother prevents him from joining his friends when they pick him up, but he disobeys her and confronts her about the placebos. He leaves her to join his friends. A well under the Neibolt home is where the boys discover it. A rope leads them down, but Henry surprises Mike and assaults him just as he's about to descend. To stop the guys from resuming their climb, he begins to tug the rope in an upward direction. Mike fights off Henry, who attempts to kill him with the nail gun he brought and then pushes him down the well, where he apparently drowns. Further down the well, Stan is assaulted by it, who is disguised as the lady in the picture. She bites off part of his head, but the lads frighten it away and console Stan, who was humiliated by the incident. The boys go further down the well and discover its hideout. All the kids he kidnapped are in a hypnotic trance state, floating up in the lifeless lights. When the boys return, they see Bev floating. They lower her, and Ben gives her a passionate kiss to awaken her from her trance. Then, out of nowhere, Bill spots Georgie. Georgie says he has been waiting for Bill to come to get him because he has missed him so much. Bill embraces his brother and then shoots him in the head since he knows it's not actually Georgie. As his body twists and bends in the dirt, he becomes Pennywise. The youngsters battle against the clown until he gets Bill in his grasp. Pennywise offers the group a choice: perish with him and the others or abandon him and simply Bill. Even though Bill orders everyone to flee, Richie is the one to strike first. When the children no longer fear Pennywise, they begin beating the living crap out of him. Pennywise flees into the night as Bill approaches to deliver the knockout blow to the clown's cranium, allowing the clown to survive. Following this, the abducted kids drift lower. Soon after, Bill unearths Georgie's umbrella. He finally accepts the fact that Georgie is dead. Bill sobs as his buddies surround him in comfort. It's now September. In the event that it returns in 27 years, the losers have sworn an oath to return to Derry at whatever cost. After chatting for a bit, everyone leaves, with Bill and Bev staying behind. She has decided to relocate to Portland. While she is walking away, Bill rushes up to her and gives her a passionate kiss. And this is the end of this movie. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell for daily updates of movie recaps like this. Comment what movie you want next. Thanks for watching.